Federal Disposal Field HZ-21 is a location in the Savage Divide region just south of the RNG station. This location is a workshop in Fallout 76, but it has some hidden lore as well. Designed to be a waste disposal site for dangerous radioactive material, this site also has a strange spiked structure that makes it stand out and attract attention. But why was this structure built, and what does it mean? To answer these questions, we must look into the project known as the 10,000 Years Initiative. In the real world, the federal government created the 10,000 Years Initiative. While there is no real-world federal disposal field HZ-21, there is a real-world counterpart located in New Mexico. This site was called Waste Isolation Pilot Plant, or WIPP for short. WIPP is the nation's only permanent underground repository for nuclear waste. In 1990, the federal government invited a group composed of geologists, linguists, astrophysicists, architects, artists, writers, engineers, anthropologists, and nuclear physicists to the WIPP facility. The goal was to figure out a way to communicate with humans or whatever intelligent life that may visit the site in 10,000 years after the site has been sealed. They needed to come up with a way to communicate the dangerous nature of this area. You see, while nuclear waste may be buried, it remains very dangerous, and the lethal nature of this material will remain dangerous for well over 300,000 years. 10,000 years was the time frame that was decided to be enough to try to communicate with, as this was already going to be a daunting task. Remember, 10,000 years ago, the biggest new technology spreading across the planet was farming. Culturally, we share nothing with the people of that time. Words change meaning over time. Symbols don't hold the same meaning over time either. While we don't know what the future will look like in 10,000 years, we do know that there needs to be a way to let whoever may find the site know just what kind of danger is near. Currently, the WIPP facility is the only one in the world, but there is another site that is being constructed in Finland. WIPP is expected to be full at some point within the next 10 to 20 years. The group that the federal government brought together had many ideas, some of which were just downright crazy. One of those ideas was to create a forest of massive concrete thorns. Another idea was to create a self-perpetuating atomic priesthood who would use legend and ritual to create a sense of fear around the site for generations. There was even an idea to genetically engineer a breed of cats that would glow or change color when exposed to radiation. This idea was called ray cats, as they would act as a feline Geiger counter. This would teach humans to run when the cat changes color. I don't know about your Geiger counter, but mine is in the shop. And as a side note, I would love to see ray cats in the future in Fallout. Let me know in the comments below what you think. In the end, the decision was made to build 32 huge 25-foot tall granite columns marking the 4 square mile outer boundary of the entire site. Inside the perimeter, there would be an earthen wall 33 feet tall and 100 feet wide, marking the site's actual footprint. Inside the wall, there would be another square of granite columns. At the center of this monumental "Do Not Enter" sign will be a room containing information about the site. The information will be written in several different languages and will include pictograms. The information will also be distributed around the world. In the world of Fallout, Federal Disposal Field HZ-21 is one of the first sites to be used in the 10,000 Years Initiative. The goal of the project was to provide a secure location to dispose of leftover nuclear waste while ensuring future inhabitants will be aware that the location is inhospitable to life. Once the site was filled to capacity, it was to be sealed and left alone for as long as it presents a danger to life. This site disposed of its final waste transfer on September 28th of 2077. However, by October 21st and 22nd of 2077, the message server would continuously go down and the phone lines had not worked in weeks. This left the only employee left here unable to deal with further dumping of the dozens of barrels still left on the surface of the facility. At an unknown point in time prior to the war, the foreman of this site was contacted by Wesley Wiskowski to assist in sealing a containment cell at the Emmett Mountain disposal site following its collapse. Weekly log EMDS-002A, Site Supervisor Wesley Wiskowski. Seismos went nuts this morning and all the cameras in Disposal Cell 2 are dead. Looks like the support snapped and we've had a cave collapse. 2 of my guys were in that cell doing inspections, but there's been no sign of them since the accident. When we started excavating the cell, the Geiger counters spiked, which meant we were looking at a containment breach. At this point, I'm declaring the trapped workers as deceased and we'll have to seal the area. I've contacted the foreman at Federal Disposal Field HZ-21 for assistance. As stated, this location is a public workshop. Jagged concrete spikes are spread around the center area where the main mass of nuclear waste is. This area is luminescent with radioactivity. There are 3 uranium deposits in this section. The 2-story main building contains lockers, showers, and a main area used by the workers. Near the showers is a note labeled Waste Problem. Reading the note, the message server keeps going down and the phone lines haven't worked for weeks. I've been trying to tell them that we're at capacity and can't accept any more waste material, but the trucks had to dump it anyway. We're having to pile up the barrels at the surface level until we can resolve this issue. I need you to fix our lines of communication before we start glowing green. This note was meant for the foreman, who we know had to leave the site. So at some point just before the war, there was another delivery made at the site while the foreman was away. I believe the foreman was at Emmett Mountain Disposal when this happened and was busy helping seal the collapsed cave. This must have been just days before the war. In another room near the showers is the terminal. Reading this terminal, we see several entries, starting with the 10,000 Years Initiative. Background: Federal Disposal Field HZ-21 is among the first such facilities in the Appalachia region to undergo the 10,000 Years Initiative. At this site, we provide a secure location to dispose of leftover nuclear waste from weapons production and research. Because this waste can take many thousands of years to break down and become safe, we must warn potential future inhabitants that this location is inhospitable to life. The 10,000 Years Initiative aims to solve this problem. Why is this necessary? Even if catastrophic civilization collapse does not occur, standard communications can break down for many reasons over long time periods. Languages are lost to time or evolve. We do not speak the same English spoken 1,000 years ago, let alone the same language spoken by our ancestors 10,000 years ago. We do not know who or what will inhabit these lands 10,000 years from now. Additionally, the media for storing such messages can become obsolete due to new technologies. Others, such as paper or paint, do not stand the test of time. Methods. Our goal is to create lasting monuments that convey a sense of danger and harm to those who would come across them. Phase 1 involves the construction of gigantic concrete spikes which can withstand weather, erosion, and shifting topography. They are designed to evoke a sense of dread and discourage building on top of them. During Phase 2, we will post sturdy metal engravings around the perimeter. These engravings will be sealed and treated to withstand harsh conditions. They will include pictograms instead of modern language in order to clearly convey a sense of danger to life, transcending any potential language barriers millennia from now. Conclusions. Once the site is filled to capacity, it will be sealed and left alone for as long as it presents a danger to life. While we cannot guarantee safety forever, or that future generations will heed our warnings, we can guarantee that we have done all that is humanly possible to provide the warnings in the first place. Messages. Error, message server unavailable. Transfer logs. The log indicates all deliveries made from August 14th of 2076 through October 22nd of 2077, with the last 2 deliveries still pending being disposed of. In all, there were 1,031 barrels disposed of and another 141 barrels pending disposal. Many of those barrels are seen throughout the site. So, as we can see, the Fallout universe differs somewhat from the real-world application of this program. However, the similarities are there to be seen. As we know, though, in the Fallout universe, things are not always what they appear to be. Now that we know why this structure was built, what are your thoughts on the project? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. As always, I'm just glad you stopped by, and I'll see you in the next one.